Okay, so I'm super excited about this guest speaker. And so I got to meet him in February of 2023. And God love him because within 4 days, of saying, I want to be a part of this company, he went to Hays, Kansas was his destination. And he was excited. So this, I knew this man was absolutely just solid quality people, the people that you want your family around, the people that are just amazing. That is who Randy is. And the neat thing is sometimes those people are just cool, but they don't have a lot of skill. Whoa. Every time I have a conversation with Randy, I realize that there's like this little thing in his past that he'll talk about that he is one of the most brilliant minds, but he's so humble, too humble, because he's not ever going to brag on himself, but he is just brilliant beyond brilliant. But he understands the whole picture. He can take the 30,000 foot view and see it, but instead of overwhelming anybody with all of this and why he knows it and needing to speak up for himself, he just can communicate to get people to take action, to build the belief in themselves. And so, one of the things, though, I didn't realize he's a chef, he's a foodie, amazing. But what I didn't realize is that weight has been something that he struggled with for a long time. And he has a huge past in um, supplements and nutrition. And so, it's not that he hasn't had access to having a tool that should really change him, but none of them ever did. And so, hearing from him is really powerful when you understand what magic can do, what this company can do. And he did not have to be at Pure. He retired and he was able to do so. So when he is somewhere, it's because he chooses to be. And so Randy is one of the most humble people, but he's one of the most gifted and talented. So I suggest you take notes because you're going to have just mic drops and you could miss them because they're so subtle and brilliant. But Leslie got to meet him, in a few months ago, but specifically this weekend. So take it from there.
Yeah. So, anybody that knows me knows that I am 100% focused on who I'm in business with, who I call it, who I'm swimming with. It matters to me. It matters who I partner with. I care about integrity. I care about, what the intention is. That's a big deal to me. And so I got to meet Randy this past weekend. I mean, I've met him previously, but like in and out, really, I didn't get to spend time with him. And so when I actually heard his story and I heard his heart, that for one was a huge thing for me. I was like, okay, I want to work with him. Like this is somebody I want to be partnered with. Number one, check. Number two, to hear what really attracted him to this company and what does pull somebody here. Like to get to hear that is huge for me. Okay. And what it did for me personally, it just ignited this fire in me that I haven't had. I've been here for almost 13 years. Taryn will tell you because she's known me for 10 of those years. I haven't been this excited ever since she's known me. So I think she's probably thinking I shouldn't have invited her to Hays because I'm like the Energizer Bunny. But it stems from realizing who this company is attracting and what is the intention and where are we from a timing standpoint? What do we really have our hands on? And cut through the smoke and mirrors and the hype. Like, let's just shoot it straight. And that's what Randy did for me. And I am so appreciative. So, Randy, you sparked that in me. I'm pumped. You can tell. The people that know me can tell. And so I'm just blessed to be here and blessed to be partnered with you. And I believe where we are going, none of the success we've had up to this point is even going to hold a candle to that. So with that, I'll just pass it over to you. I usually go back to you, Taryn, and then she takes it like we're weather women. But I think if you could just kind of jump in and just share your experience and then you have the open floor, right? Like you're speaking to our teams and I'm excited about that. We have notes. So
Well, first of all, it's very humbling sharing what you shared. For you guys aren't having any fun though, are you? The two of you together, none whatsoever. I love this industry. I love this company. I feel very fortunate and very blessed to be here. I call it being lucky. And if you've heard what my definition of lucky is, I'd love to share it with your team. It's being prepared for the blessing of opportunity when it presents itself. I wasn't looking. When Rick called me in January, I wasn't looking. I was very happy. I'm doing consulting. I've formulated products for a lot of companies. I've placed a lot of product with a lot of companies, travel business, telecommunications business, consulting. I was very happy. And when Rick reached out to me, Rick is our president, for those who don't know. He reached out to me. I worked with him a decade ago. Incredible human being, great heart, great knowledge, great leader. He said, hey, I've got something I want you to take a look at. And I told him, I said, Rick, I'm good. I'm happy where I'm at. And he said, no. You need to look. You need to take a look at this. I said, okay, I'll peel back the onion. I spent just about a half a week looking. I hadn't heard of, first of all, I've been in the industry off and on since 1983. This comes with time, the gray part here. There's less of it and less of it every day, but there's more and more gray. I've been in the industry since 83 off and on, and I love this industry, and I had never heard of Live Pure. So when I started peeling back the onion on Live Pure, I was blown away. 16-year-old company that is debt-free, that is cash flow positive, that is accruing cash, that has a 80+% of retention ratio on their products. I was like, this is $50 million company at the time. This is impossible. This doesn't exist. So started peeling back the onion even more, going through products, looking at things. When I saw some of the products, I think, Taryn, we talked about this. I've got it sitting over here, NeuroBoost, blew me away. The fact that they've got an ingredient in there with the strength of the clinical story surrounding S7, it's just one of our products. And we find that most of the products have a story like that. That clinical studies showing a 230% increase in nitric oxide. Thinking, okay, incredible products, incredible financials. They're debt free. They've got some of the leadership that's been very active. Some of the leadership has actually kind of, even to their own acknowledgement, stepped away a little bit because they might not have believed in the opportunity. Apparently, there was the president of the Month Club that was here. In fact, I dealt with that the first time coming out and visiting you all in Hayes, which I really respected. I think it was Rose. Was it Rose that asked me the question?
Probably.
Absolutely adore Rose. But I saw, oh my heavens, this is one of those unique opportunities from a timing perspective. Everything I do is analytical. Everything I do is data-based. I'm heart-based with people, but business decisions are data-based. You're looking from a data perspective to make decisions. This company, in my opinion, was just exiting a stage or a phase that all companies go through. Our industry has about 78,000 companies. Can you believe that? 78,000 network marketing companies can exist at any given time. Very small, a lot of them, and 99% of them don't make it out of year two. About 98% of the remainder that make it out of year two go out of business year three. That stage is called formulation. So there's 4 stages. Let me see if I can do it the right way here. You've got formulation, you have concentration, you have the one that everyone hears, that everyone knows, momentum, right? Everyone's heard, we're going to momentum. No, momentum's the next stage, and the last stage is called stabilization. So that's where you see typically a 16-year-old company, the opportunity has already passed, and they're just feeding off a customer base, shipping a catalog worth of products. This company had never experienced concentration or momentum. And for a company to be financially where it's at, product set where it's at, in the countries that it's at, with the leadership where it's at, it's like, you've got to be kidding me. This is the perfect moment. Big leaders typically don't join a company in formulation. I call them A, B, C, D leaders. You might have some C and D leaders. You might have the occasional B leader, but as a general rule, big leaders, A leaders, don't join companies in formulation because they know they're going out of business. The majority of them go out of business. Concentration is the most important phase in a network marketing company's existence, period. Concentration is all about duplication of system, committing to system. Everyone's singing from this beautiful songs and hymnals, right? But can you imagine everyone singing a different song at the exact same time? Doesn't sound good, right? So concentration is all about getting super simple cookie cutter system that people can duplicate. So when I saw all that in the company's perspective, that I didn't think they had a hero product. They had Cleanse, Balance, Build, which is a great way to do things, but that's when you don't have necessarily a single hero product that can attract the masses. There's a lot of educating that goes along with our products. They're amazing products, but there's a huge amount of education that has to go along with it. And the majority of people aren't able to duplicate that. They'll bring in the heavy hitters like Taryn, because listening to Taryn, I got to meet her the first time in Hayes in February, and I was blown away at this young gal's knowledge and the impact she's had in her community. It blew me away. I fell in love with her and James, their family. They're just sweet people, and looked at all the heavy lifting that they have done for a long, long, long time. And one of the things that I shared with her is she said, "How did I?" She presented, and she was amazing. And the one thing you still remember, kind of what I said, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're hard to duplicate, and it's incredible knowledge. And the majority of the people that we ever will work with, they'll never gain the knowledge that you have. They just won't. And that's one of the hard parts about this industry, is to make sure that it's duplicatable. So when I saw those things, it's like, oh my heavens, this company is set, ready to go. Then got to meet you all, had that incredible experience out there, picked out my Wagyu beef, salty rosemary. But then experiencing other leadership, there's amazing leaders here at the company. Few months ago, Rick shared a product with me that ends up being the one that a lot of you have heard of, Magic. I have struggled with weight. I have, in fact, I have struggled for decades with weight. I think as soon as I turned 28, a year after I got married, the weight just piled up. My heaviest was 338 pounds. And I was the face of a nutrition company at that time, which was difficult. And so I have constantly mental struggle and physical struggle to lose weight. I have never had something work like the product that we launched on July 21st, called Magic. I've lost now 35 pounds since June 12th, and it has been effortless. And when I mean effortless. Who was the one that filmed the video?
A lot of people did. Something.
I just know her. I got it from Elizabeth. That's all I know.
Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth, just so you know. At the meeting that I did for Star Makers, it was fun to be able to have 3 pair of pants on. At the meeting that Jared did on the 22nd, I actually had 4 pair of Levi's on. Levi's that I couldn't get into before, and the ones that I actually were tight were the outside. I've lost almost 8.5 inches off my waist. I have lost 4 inches off my right thigh. I have lost 3.5 inches off my left thigh. My friends tease me. They wonder what the heck, but no, that's exactly what it is. And I'm wearing a size 38 right now, which to me is impossible. Impossible. I want so badly to get this product in as many people's lives as we can, because even though we seem confident, even though we seem very strength-oriented and confident in certain things, other things we're not so much. There's a lot of people who look at themselves and think, oh, you could, if you just had this. I want to impact people's lives. I want to give people the blessing of changing where they're at physically and helping them lose weight and improve the way they feel about themselves. It's bigger than just health. It's mental and health and all sorts of things combined. So I love being a part of a company that's got a solution like this. It has had an impact on those who have taken it already. And I think the market is enormous. In fact, we have such an amazing stable of product. Miss Taryn, would you be willing to share that slide?
I sure will. There we go.
Okay. So we are in concentration, and we get the opportunity to launch an amazing product into a market that is crazy huge. There's roughly $660 billion a year spent in weight loss. It's a big deal. Why? Is because there's 73%, CDC, this is statistic from the CDC, 73% of Americans are overweight. 35% are classified as obese. That is a big market. That's more than 99 million in the U.S. alone. And we're going to talk U.S. We're only in 4 countries on the ground, meaning we're in U.S., Korea, Thailand, and a small fraction piece in Ghana. We ship to several countries. We ship to Japan. We ship to China. I'm sorry, to Canada. That was not intended. It was just the C word. We ship to Australia and into New Zealand. But I'm not talking about those numbers. I'm going to talk specifically in the U.S. We have 99 million people in the U.S. that are considered overweight. 99 million. If we were to take just 1.2% of that, that would equate to a billion. If we could get just 1.2% of those people this incredible product called Magic to change their life, that represents $1 billion in revenue just in that one space, which is one 660th of the market. $660 billion is spent on that dang thing. So my experience with Magic, the first time I took it, Rick, our president, who I absolutely adore, gave me 2 of those dang things at 4:30 in the afternoon in New Jersey. He said, hey, try this, see what you think. Don't do that to somebody. I took 2, and within 15, okay, so we were doing a Zoom call internally on product inventory. So we had multiple staff, and because we're out on the road, we didn't really have an office to sit down. So we're in a mall, and we're in these 2 reclining chairs that are vibrate chairs. Rick puts money in his, and as we're doing the call, he's sitting there shaking because the chair, and then it just went really a little crazy shaking. And about 20 minutes after that, I was shaking more than his chair was. Okay, so I had to get up and stand and walk around. I swore it was too much, too late, didn't sleep that night. I felt it, period, and not the right way to take it. So now I started off on June 12th. I started off taking 1 in the morning. I had a flight that day to Texas, and it shook me from what it did from an appetite suppressancy. For me, I can go eat, and if I go into a restaurant, typically it would be, well, you've been there, Taryn, you've seen me, what I've done. I go into a restaurant, and if there's an 8-ounce steak, a 12-ounce steak, or a 36-ounce steak, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going 36. Every single time, I'm going the biggest thing. That, the next evening after taking it, so on the 13th, went out to dinner with a group, and I wasn't hungry, but I knew I had to eat, and I ordered an 8-ounce filet, and I couldn't eat but a third of it. And it kind of, I'll be honest, it kind of pissed me off. I was upset. It's like, but I wasn't hungry. I was satiated. And it was mental thinking, oh my gosh, I left food on the plate. And I found that the crazy part is I've lost a lot of weight, but I have not hardly gone to the grocery store. It was a regular routine, going to the grocery store, piling up on groceries, and then figuring out what I'm going to overeat on. Mentally, this has been crazy. There's this ingredient, it's called OEA, and it hits your cannabinoid system in a way to tell you that you're okay, you're full. Eating food has been my drug of choice. It's where I self-soothe. It's where I go to for comfort. I could be done with a meal, and 15 minutes later I'm in the fridge looking. I'm looking for what's next. I haven't experienced anything like this. I have complete control of my appetite, completely control. And what I found with that, saving a heck of a lot of money on groceries, but I'm also, when I do eat, I'm making the conscious choice to eat something of higher quality. So when I'm fueling, I'm trying to get the best type of protein, the best type of complex carbohydrate, and I don't have the munchies. I don't have the desire to constantly snack on something. I ate today lunch. We went up and met with somebody in Salt Lake City. We went to a Greek place, and I love gyros and I love tzatziki sauce, and so bummed leaving 3/4 of the gyro on the plate where I would have eaten 3 of them before. So to me, it's been unbelievably empowering. This product, I think, is going to change the energy, and I think it already has added to the energy of this company, because it's so easy to have a conversation with someone regarding weight loss, right? Would you think?
Yeah.
I think so. And when you were talking, we have been laughing because we've been together for the last few days. And I said, Taryn, here's what I've learned. When I'm happy, I eat. When I'm sad, I eat. When I'm stressed, I eat. When I'm overwhelmed, I eat.
When I'm excited, I eat.
When I'm excited, I eat. Like when I'm having fun, I associate that with I love people. I love relationships. I love socializing. And it's all built around food. And so I have personally lived my life restricting and restricting and restricting. So I think when we look even at this product line, we have 73% of Americans overweight. But there's that 27% living in today's world that have been literally like restricting everything. Like I track every morsel that goes into my mouth. I have weighed, I have a food scale at home on my counter, and I have a food scale in my bag that I travel with. And so I was just telling her, like, this is so freeing to me. I'm not like using it as a pass to like go out there and just eat horribly and go crazy. But at the same time, last night we ordered Caesar salads. We had the cheese curds as an appetizer. We had the what was it? What pizza was that?
It's like a Big Mac
A
pizza.
Big Mac pizza. And I like, you know what I mean? And guess what? Normally I would eat that entire large pizza by myself. I could if I allowed myself to. Let's say that. And it was hard not to because I have a large appetite and I love food. That's one thing you and I connected with right away.
Yep.
But I will tell you, I had 2 slices of pizza. I tasted the cheese curds, had a few of those, and I ate my salad and I felt amazing. Like I was actually over full, but it was the experience. I wanted to taste, this is one of Taryn's favorite places. So I think we have to remember too, yeah, we're looking at 73% of people being overweight. We're also looking at people that have not been living life like they can. So I just wanted to add that. I think it is so big. It is the biggest thing I've seen since I joined 12, almost 13 years ago.
And
I think I agree with you completely.
well, let me say this too, because so many times in this industry, people are like, oh, I need to talk to my people. We are not going to run out of people. We are not going to run out of people. Our job as a pure community is to get as many of those 99 million. You are not going to run out. Celebrate when you find somebody that knows about it and then just start sharing it. But this is not going to be something that you need to be competitive or rude, period. There are so many people. Just continue to share the message because you're not going to miss an opportunity. You are not going to be left behind because there are people that are looking for this. 1.2% is $1 billion. Or nowhere close to $1 billion. You've never seen $1 billion. And so go out there and share this message, but don't do that mean thing because people can do that in these types of stages. There is absolutely zero room, zero reason. And quite frankly, if we stand out as a company, as somebody that doesn't do that, you're going to draw even more people in and help change the reality for them. So I'm so excited about what this could do because there's no running out of people.
And it is so simple to share this, Taryn. So simple to share this. We did an exercise at Star Makers, which was a lot of fun. You had all these seasoned networkers that have been here for a very long time, and being able to just say, hey, here's a quick little script. And hey, I came across this weight loss supplement that helped a buddy of mine lose 32 pounds. I've got a sample. Would you like one? And we did that live, and I've seen other leaders do. In fact, I've seen Taryn do this with another product. It is empowering to see these leaders in this room that have reached out to their entire warm market before and sending a little text. You want to just say what happened in that room? What did you see?
Well, we got second.
We tied for second. Okay.
Like, here, fist bump. So first of all, but what happened is Randy made us turn on our ringers. We sent out the message. Some of us copied it verbatim. Some of us changed it just a tad to put our voice into it. So either way, that's totally cool. And what happened is ding, 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 ding. But belief went through the roof because it's like, oh my gosh, how did that just happen? And Randy timed it for 8 minutes because he knew what was about to happen. And then all of a sudden, like some people didn't answer us in 8 minutes, and it's like, shoot, I need more samples because it just generated a buzz. But when you just stopped overthinking it, get that message out, people really do want this. And it was so fun to see what happened and just the belief, the excitement.
Right.
What do you think?
I was just going to add to that. It was interesting to see, okay, because I've been here looking at the people in the room. I had been here definitely in the top probably 2 or 3 longest people here. And it was interesting to see some people hesitated, right? And I think I would have been one of those people that hesitated, but I was so freaking jazzed up already and reigniting that I started immediately. I'm like, contest, I'm in. Okay. Like, so I started going. But what was interesting, some people sat back and watched.
Yes.
And then they heard ding, 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 ding. And it started becoming this like
Contagious.
it was so contagious. That's the right word. But it was interesting because even right now, Randy, people are going to sit back and watch.
Yep.
They are going to do that. And I told Taryn, I'll be danged if that's me.
Mm-mm.
That's not going to be me. But it was interesting because I think had I not heard the market share, had I not been in that room, that's why we're so thankful that you'll jump on the Zoom and speak to our teams, because this is so vital to understand. If it can take somebody that's been around for almost 13 years, and I feel like, dude, let me tell you, I'm starting with an incredible base and an incredible team, but I'm starting like it's day one Leslie Forrester. And I'm so pumped for that. But had I not heard some of these things that you're sharing with us, I don't think when you handed out the samples that when you said, because we had to get a response back, you had to hear the phone ding, we had to have a message back to get the sample. That was so empowering for me. And I can understand now what I need to share with my team in order for them to have that. So that is huge. I did not change your wording, Randy. I think Taryn made her own spin on it, and we tied.
Yes,
we
you did.
tied for second place. And we did. I don't think people care that the message is perfect, Randy. I don't think in this moment we can say the wrong thing to the right person, and we can't say the right thing to the wrong person.
I concur.
It's all passion. It's all belief. And so, okay, I'm off my soapbox. That was an incredible exercise that changed me. That showed me like, holy smokes, Joe Blow down the road that has no experience can make my success in this business look stupid. They can pass me in a heartbeat, and that's awesome.
It literally, this whole concept of being able to share something with somebody. First of all, the message is so welcomed. Those 73% know they're overweight, and they are seeking a solution. They are looking at this is why there's $660 billion spent there. They're looking for a solution. They're wanting help, and you give them something that truly empowers their hope, not in a fictitious way, but literally empowers their change and their weight loss. You're going to bless their lives. And being able to sample this is so simple. It is so simple. People ask me all that. It's literally, hey, I came across this weight loss product that helped my buddy lose 32 pounds. I have only a couple samples. Do you want one? And just following up, here's the other key part about that I want to make sure people know. Most people, when you do that, are going to say no. People might accept the sample, but the majority of people, 7 out of 10, are going to say no. Now, Leslie, I know your family's into sports. You played volleyball. You coach volleyball. Your husband was an amazing. I'm not saying he isn't an amazing athlete, but he participates in baseball right now, right?
Yes, he has tryouts tomorrow. He's picking his team tomorrow.
Gotcha. So if he has a batter that gets up to bat 10 times and strikes out 7, but 3 of those 10 times gets on base, gets a hit, is that successful?
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. You make millions of dollars doing that. I want your team to know that not everyone who you sample is going to say yes. In fact, the majority of them will say no, and that's okay. They might have 8 out of 10 that say no. Know what that means? 2 out of 10 are going to say yes. That's where you focus. And get them to do the exact same thing. And there's an exercise I love doing. I can help people all but guarantee their success in this industry. It's holding their hands. It's literally holding their hands through that process to make sure they know what they're doing and they're comfortable with what they're doing. And being able to sample is so easy. Hey, just continuing to help them do that. That one behavior and following up on those samples will change a lot of people's lives financially.
Yep. And I was going to just say, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
You go first.
Well, the follow-up. So like the sample I found in the results, want to try, take it. That's what you're saying. Because you said something like, hey, I just want to make sure that you're going to take it. Is it okay if I haven't heard from you in a few days if I follow up with you? So that's a key wording. And I legit did this to people because quite frankly, the magic samples were gold. So I followed up and I said, hey, I was willing to give you the sample because I asked for your feedback. If you're not going to take them, it's not a problem. No hard feelings, but those are like gold to me and I need them back. So I
Yep.
either need your results or I need them back. And I didn't feel bad about it. They're like, no, no, I'm going to take them tomorrow. I was like, perfect. Send me a picture of when you're putting in your.
So, so smart. There's a phrase. I mean, any kind of sales prospecting you do in any industry, prospecting doesn't make you money. Follow up does.
Fortune is in the follow up.
Yep.
In the follow up, and literally success, fortune in the follow up, future is in the follow up. It's just making sure you have those conversations and they're okay with it. And the other thing I love about that is when you do have that conversation and they have tried it. My favorite question is, great. What did you like best?
Yes.
Yep.
It's not, did you like it? No, it's what did you like best? That simple conversation. Well, okay, I like this. I like this. I like great. Great. And again, if 10 people take it and 2 say yes, you've got a significant business. If 1 says yes, you've got a great business. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing that and teaching them to do the exact same thing. But you'll have more than 1 or 2 that says yes, in my opinion.
I know. I'm like, because I've got my Randy notes from the weekend. That's right there. This is what you taught us. And it's exactly what I was wanting to add though. When I personally did that test, okay, so everybody did say yes. Not everybody responded. Everybody that responded said yes. Okay, so we can take some of those numbers out. 1 person responded and said, yo, I need to gain weight. Okay. And I responded with what you said. You said, who else do you know that would like to transform? I just said, who do you know that needs help with their weight, help managing their weight? And then guess what? The skinny person of the group that's trying to gain weight has
The
10
one we all,
friends that are
the
trying
one we
to
all like to hate. The one we all like to hate.
right. But I'm saying they have 10 friends that are trying to lose weight. So it's okay to ask for referral.
Absolutely.
It's a situation where it is a win-win. I don't care what the numbers say the first time you ask people and they're like, oh, maybe they're not interested. Guess what? When their friends start losing weight, when my friend loses 5 pounds, I am like, girl, what do you
did you do? What do you do?
So
What did you do?
that's right. So it's okay to ask, like, okay, this might not be for you. Totally cool. Love that you're rocking. Who do you know that this could help? That's also part of the sampling process. And you gave us those words. I used them. And they're our friends.
They work. Here's the other thing. Don't. Okay, here's the other just little tidbits, little secrets. First of all, you'll either see about probably 60% of the time you'll see me branded up. You'll see me with a shirt that says Live Pure. I love wearing Live Pure because if somebody asks me, what's Live Pure? Half the work is done. Number 2, if you're a product of the product. That's another thing that's so key. I'm not saying, well, look at me. When people see me now that haven't seen me in a month and a half, 2 months, it's like, what happened?
You're a walking billboard.
What happened? You got to have a sample. You don't go anywhere without a sample. So, oh, I came across this weight loss product that helped me lose 35 pounds. I got a sample. You want one? Hey, listen, I'm going to give this to you. If I haven't heard from you in a couple days, is it okay if I reach back out to you to get that feedback? Great. Okay. Sounds good. That's it. Tell them, take it in the morning.
It sounds
It's
so
just-
natural, Randy.
It's just, here's the thing. If you believe, here's the key part. If you believe, it's easy to share. So become a product of the product. This is why I love our products. I have no qualms of sharing any single product except Noni. I make sure that they put it in something else. It's incredible, but doesn't taste good. But the thing is if you're a product of the product that's easy to share, if you're experiencing it for yourself, it's easy to share with others. Very much so. So become a product of the product. Make sure you're on it and share.
And not to squirrel here too much, but this is so key. You know, so many people, however you build this business and you believe and you wrap your head around it, that is phenomenal, period. Okay. So
Yes.
there's no right or wrong way to do it. The only wrong thing is to not open your mouth at all.
Yeah.
But what it comes down to is don't please, like I looked at Leslie so many times, I go, they're not getting it. They're not getting it. They're not getting it. They're not getting it. Because what I watched people do is they said, well, I'll get magic in their hands. And then I can't wait to get them and show them everything. Do not overwhelm these people. Do not overwhelm these people. I'm telling you right now, if you keep this message so stinking simple, and if you just focus on this magic messaging, and if you just keep people sharing magic without complicating it, without telling them there's so much more. I'm not saying that they won't find it out later. Do not shove it down their throat. If you will keep this so stinking simple, you will see your business explode on a whole nother level. You will change more people's lives. You will be able to do things that you have only dreamed about because this message is so simple. Randy has been pounding this into this girl's head since February. He goes, "You're too involved. If you're involved in your system, you've complicated it. I don't have to explain. This works. If you want it, here's the link. They buy." I am seeing people enroll that I didn't even know were following me. I am communicating with them, but I'm not talking to them. I'm making sure that they see the graphics of how to use it, that they have tips on further things on how to get the most results. If they're having a problem, that's another graphic. I am not telling them all this. I'm not on them. I am bonding and having a relationship, but this is not something that you need to get involved in. And so if you will just let this grow, and if you don't get involved as much, we have done a lot of hand holding because cleanse, bounce, build is a big message, but there's a lot of explanation. There is not an explanation that's needed as put a capsule in your mouth, one or two, once a day, twice a day, however you want to do it. It's that simple and you're going to see results. And so ABC 1, 2, 3, keep it so simple and simple. But if you complicate this, you're actually hindering your success.
It's going to slow it down.
Yep. And again, I love if you keep the message third grade. If a third grader could understand it, there's probably a lot of third graders smarter than me, but if a third grader can understand the message, then you've hit it. If you make it complicated, we'll get more complicated when leaders get on board. There's several statistics. Is it okay if I share a couple of them?
Please do. Sure.
There's some statistics from a bit. Again, I'm all about statistics. There's some statistics. If as you grow your organization and you get people to join, there's some very constant consistencies in the industry. If someone gets ROI, meaning they have joined as a brand partner and they get to the point where they're earning back what they're spending on product, 74% of those people will stay month after month after month after month. You don't have to worry about them. And they'll, if they're making what their product costs, they're going to stick around, 74% of them. If you can get that same person to $500 a month, 97% of those people will stick around. So those are some of the core things that I look to from a training perspective. If I can get someone to try the product, have an experience with it, okay, they come on board. Next, help them by sampling or whatever, get to the point where they have paid for their product. I know the majority of them are sticking around. Now, if I can just hold their hand through the process of getting to making $500 a month, I know that 97% of those folks are good to go. Then my instincts at that point is to take and help them get from part-time to more part-time income and from part-time to full-time income. And all it is the same thing replicated with more people. It's doing the same thing time after time after time. Everyone asks the secret sauce. What's the secret? I have people, what's the secret? Okay, what you do is you hold somebody's hand and make them share it with third grade and do it time after time after time. And then when they get somebody to say yes, hold their hand through the process. And then when they get somebody to say yes, help hold their hands together in the process until they feel comfortable. And if they can do that time after time, you will not run out of people.
Thank you, Brandy.
And it sounds actually so simple. And somehow we find a way when it becomes this simple, when it can be this simple, we find a way to make it difficult and complicated. And I'm totally guilty because my degree's in marketing. Okay. I need to keep my little marketing head shut off and just follow what works. And so that's good reiteration for me. I needed to hear that.
It's so if you keep it simple, I can't duplicate Taryn's trainings. I can't. Taryn is an amazing trainer, and she knows the products like the back of her hand. I guarantee you, Miss Leslie, you know a ton more about marketing than I'll ever know. It's all about the masses that we will deal. The masses, the people that you all, the team, will deal with, need a simple, not because they're simpletons, that's not what I mean. It's they have to believe that they can do it. And if they can believe they do it, and they have done it, and they do it again, and they do it again, that gets everybody rowing and we can reach momentum. That third stage, momentum, it's the second most dangerous time in a network marketing company's existence. We can't stave off momentum. Momentum happens when it happens. The key part is where companies fail in momentum is they don't have the financial backing. We do. They don't have the HR resources. We can have access to them just like that. They don't have a system that can support it. We do. The issue is a lot of times they don't have the leadership developed on easy system.
We're doing
So
it, Randy.
we're doing it. I asked this question, Taryn, how many hours a week do you think you work?
Anywhere between 2 and 20.
Okay, so let's just take 20. Okay, we're in concentration. Concentration is all about developing leadership and making sure everybody does cookie cutter. When momentum hits, momentum can hit, and you can see a 10% growth, 100% growth, 1,000, 10,000, and 100,000% growth. Taryn, can you work 200 hours in a week?
Nope.
Could you work 2,000 hours in a week?
Nope.
20,000?
Nope.
200,000?
Nope. But my
No.
team can. The
Well,
team
see,
can. I
yes,
love that collectively.
leveraging people in super simple process allows this growth to go and not implode. If people know what to do, it's this simple, plug into system. There's a book, it's my favorite business book. It's called Atomic Habits.
Yes.
Yeah. Ours too.
It's over there.
I read that book once a month. If I'm driving anywhere that I'm more than 2 or 3 hours in the car, it's on audio or on whatever it's called. Audio?
Audio.
Audible.
Audible, thank you. And I'm listening to that book, and the key part that blows my mind is you've always heard about make your goals, commit to a goal. No, you know what your goal is, but commit to system. Commit to the process that will get you. Don't worry about, hey, I'm going to be 225 pounds. No, I'm going to get up and I'm going to get on the treadmill, and then I'm going to lift and I'm going to eat the right food. I've committed to that system. I don't worry about how far down in the future. If I commit to the things that will get me there, I'll get there. If all you do is look at the goal, what you're measuring is the gap between you and there, and people get discouraged. But if you commit to system, commit to process, commit to system, hey, commit to sampling 2 people a day. If you're going to do this very part-time, commit to sampling 2 a day. Commit to sampling 5 a day. Whatever the success you want, commit to that process. You take care of the pennies, the dollars take care of themselves. Right?
That's so good. And you know what changed it spills over into everything. You mentioned the treadmill, you mentioned all the things. When I look at, what are my actions going to be today? I literally go back and think about that person I want to become, whether it's, okay, I want to make X amount of dollars. I want to be this level in the company. I want to do whatever. What would that person do today to get to those results? So it's thinking inward out instead of, if I do all of, this, I really want to be here. Well, what would that person in the future be doing today to make that happen? I think of it backwards, and that was Atomic Habits. It changed my world.
We should do a book review and get the team on that. We should all read it in a month and then have a monthly book review and go through that. That's an amazing book, yeah?
I'm in.
Yep.
Well, and so we were on a walk this morning, and our phone was blowing up. There's so many people messaging about magic, people joining the team.
I was going in circles this morning. I said, I have 19 things to do, Taryn. 19 things to do. And I'm walking in circles because I don't know where to start. And she said, out the door. Get your shoes on. We're going out the door.
Because I live the life I want to live. And I said, we're going to go for a walk because we're going to go do something that is a mental win. And on the way, we stopped and sat on a bench and we did a message that helped people to understand. So we put the system in place to then guide them. So we said, the team needs this right now. So we did that. We kept talking, and then we stopped, and then we did another message that we needed to, but we didn't answer. We didn't stop. We didn't make the calls. We didn't stress out. We did not let our cortisol add more weight to our hips, thighs, and waist. Mm-hmm. What we did is we got our heads on and we systemized it, but we actually lived that life, because I can tell you right now, in my stuck and in my success, I have done the same things because I want to live the life I want to live, but it's because of the systems. I can't tell you what my goals are or aren't, but I can tell you my systems will get me where I would never even be able to dream I could go. And we did that But if you feel like you're spinning, go get a quick win. Make your bed, go on a walk, do something. But that's exactly what we did. And you're seeing like, I can do this
Yeah.
in a big level
Right.
without losing my mind. You don't have to chase it. There's no amount of messages you can do. You can't send 300,000 messages, but we can go put the system in place and trust that the system is going to be there to support us.
Yep.
Can I share one last thing?
Yeah.
And then I've actually got another call that I've got to jump on, but this is what I want to share. Your leadership, guys, your leadership cares about you. They want for your success. I guarantee you both these ladies pray for your success and your well-being. And I just got to share a quick message on the first time that I met Miss Taryn. We went out we went a day or 2 days before the actual event, and she was so sweet to share Hays. I hadn't heard of Hays. I've been all over. I've been to 84 countries. This industry has taken me to 84 countries. I've been to every state in the country and every major city. I wouldn't classify Hays as a major city. Wonderful people. But in that whole thing, learning about Taryn and James and their family is that you saw this young lady who has a vision. She shared this, she talked about going out to the ranch where they've got the cattle, and she is painting a visual picture the entire time out there of what is going to happen. It wasn't, this is what we hope to do, or this is what, the vision was clearly set. I can see from her land looking down to the right where we were at, I can see where the house is going to be. I can see the valley that's in front. I can see the landscape because she painted it perfectly. The vision was there. The vision is there. She knows what will happen because she's going to make it happen. I rarely do you get the opportunity to work with leaders like that. You've got great leadership. Now, this is being transparent. First time that Miss Leslie and I got to spend any time together really was at the meeting and at dinner that night, and you can tell that she has got a heart of gold. She is a true person. She's someone that's just, it's real. I think if she speaks, you can trust what's coming out of her mouth. I think if there was BS there, she would call it right there.
Yeah.
True? Can I get... and they both had the greatest shoes on you have ever seen. So, but no, the piece is you've got leadership that cares about you. You have leadership that cares about your success. You have leadership that if you hold their hand through the process, they're going to lead you to where you want to be. It all now comes down to your willingness to follow. Ladies, love you. Absolutely can't wait to spend more time with you. I appreciate you allowing me to come on. Hopefully I didn't talk too long. But as far as your teams, we're here to make a difference. You can make a difference. You can be and live the life that you want to live, and you can empower a lot of people to do the exact same thing by blessing their lives.
Thank you so much, Randy.
We appreciate you.
Big hugs to you and your team. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on today.
Absolutely.
You're awesome.